Okay, hey everyone. Well, take two. I'd already done a recording of this video, but unfortunately I had to reconfigure the Microsoft Live Chat headset that I've got to be the default recording device. So I've now done that. Now this video is for the purposes of showing people how to set up Nether portals properly. I know that there's a lot of you out there who don't know how to do that, and truthfully I haven't known how to do it myself really well until recently. I've spent a lot of time on the Nether portals recently figuring out how they work. Now, one of the other reasons why I've done that is because with the new, even though I'm playing on 1.5 at the moment, with the new patch 1.6 update, Notch has completely nerfed water ladders and boat lifts, so they don't work anymore. So now a lot of you are really looking for some form of really fast vertical travel, and I think I've actually got it for you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk back out into the surface world and demonstrate just demonstrate this. Of course, by this time it'll probably be night again, which of course it is. So I'll just sleep, get rid of that. Alright, there we go. So, oops. Okay, I just fell down my mine shaft. Damn it. Sorry about this. Yeah, it's a bit of an unusual design. I've actually got my first mine shaft right in the middle of my base, but anyway, okay, so now that we've got that figured out, okay, now this is our gate. Now, if we hit F3 here, we're at 68Y, right? So we're at level 68, that's 4 blocks above sea level. Right, so we're at X minus 6, Y 60 is 68Y, minus 8Z. So let's go into the Nether. Fell into my mind. God, I'm an idiot. Sorry about that, guys, seriously. Okay, now, you have another look at our coordinates here. We're at, the mouse. We're at, that's at minus 0, so we're at minus 1 Z, minus 1X, 38Y. Right, so we're still at 38Y, so we've just travelled vertically 30 blocks. Right, now I'm going to go through the portal here. And this should excite you. Right, this is pretty cool. I just walked about 12 blocks diagonally there, you saw. Okay, and here we are at X minus 64, Z minus 120Z, and 14Y. So we've gone down a total of it's normally 58 plus 4, which is 62, and minus 2, so that's 60 blocks I think we've travelled vertically, and we've travelled 120 blocks horizontally, so that's a total of I think anywhere between 150 and 180 blocks, I'm not sure exactly, for a total of 12 walked. So, yeah, that's, in fact it would be, I think it'd be 180, that makes sense, because that's about 80%, so, yeah, I mean, that's amazing, as you can see. So anyway, I'll just run through briefly how some of this works, because I know it can be really confusing. It's complicated. The first thing I want to show you here, where is it? Have a look at F3 while I'm standing. See these line of half blocks? That marks the border of this chunk, the boundary of this chunk. Now if you have a look at my XYZ coordinates here, I'm on the 0 chunk right here. It's minus 0x, minus 0z. Right, now if you want to set up nether portals reliably, the first thing you have to do is get to your 0 chunk, both in the overworld and in the nether. It's probably better to build your first base near 0x0z, or the 0 chunk on the surface world, which is what I've done, so that you can then build your first gates here in the nether as well. Now, here's the reason why this is important. I know a lot of you have had a lot of difficulty with nether gates getting screwed up and getting confused and getting tangled up with each other and sending you to unexpected places, right? The reason why that happens is because you'll have one gate in one chunk and another gate in another. What you've basically got to do is you've got to have all of your gates, see, between here, from this half slab to the other half slab, which is 16 blocks, this nether chunk corresponds to 128 blocks on the surface world. So any gate that you put within that 128 blocks on the surface is going to connect up to a gate within this particular chunk. Right, now the other thing to understand is every single gate, you can have 9 gates, right, once you fill out all 3 of those rows. See how I've got that row there? If you do another 2 rows like that, you can have 9 gates per chunk. That means that you've got one gate there every 56 blocks and one gate there every 40 blocks. Right? And again, all of these will completely ignore elevation. And the other thing is, you could have, theoretically, right, if I go over here, see how this is only 2 blocks away from this gate here? I could have another gate here, and it would be only, because it's only 2 blocks away there, it would be only 16 blocks away on the surface world, but I could have another gate there and completely ignore the elevation again. And because it's in a completely different chunk, it's actually on the other side of the chunk boundary, it would work perfectly. And I know that because I've done it in another save. The other thing to be aware of is, right, if you put, say I've got to put, I would have to put the first block of my obsidian portal there, right? That would mean that I could use this wall here basically for my next nether portal over there. That in turn would mean that each of these edge portals, like say when I've got a row of 3 here and a row of 3 there, and I build 3 edge portals there, each one of those edge portals would only cost me an additional 8 obsidian, rather than the 10 for the economy ones and the 14 for the full ones. So that's further 20% discount in obsidian blocks. Because of course with a full gate it's 14 blocks. Then if you make the economy version, that's 10 blocks, which is another which I think is another 40, no, that wouldn't be 40%, that'd be 20%. And then you, I don't know, I'm getting screwed up. Anyway, I had thought it would be 40% overall from 8 to 14, which of course it would be. Yeah, so it's 40% less obsidian when you're doing gates, as I said, when you're doing gates on the chunk boundary, because you get to use half of that one wall. So the other thing though is that you've got to be really precise with your gate coordinates in the overworld as well, right? So you've got to match up exactly. See, this is, as I said, 15, right? Z15, so I had to multiply that by 8, which is 120, and that's why I've got that portal at 120 on the surface world. So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to zip this up. I'm going to upload it to my website, right? And I'll probably put a link to it in the description of this video. You can download that. You can load up that save, and you can have a look at this and basically just go through it and have a look at how I've basically done this. But I know that if you can figure this out, you'll basically laugh at the idea of needing water ladders, because this whole thing has just made water ladders completely obsolete. I mean, it is. It's amazing. I think it's awesome. So yeah, I'll put that up. I really, really hope that a lot of people can basically start using this information to really figure out how to get a good Nether portal network going, because I know that Notch did intend us to use the Nether for fast travel, and virtually, of course, nobody is. So like I said, download the map, have a look at it, pause this video, rewind it, go back, listen to what I'm saying again for as many times as you have to. I won't hold that against you, because it is complicated and it's taken me goodness knows how long to figure this out. But yeah, get into it, because if you do that, you'll hardly even need minecarts until your network of these things in the Nether gets big enough. That's the only thing you'll need minecarts for. You won't need minecarts with this system on the surface at all, and you won't need ladders, water ladders or conventional. It just renders all of those things obsolete, because, as I said, it's just that fast. So, yeah, anyway, have fun with it. I'll catch everybody later.